we go.
We're here going to do a weather evacuation walkthrough if you were the balcony manager. So this is covering points that you need to know if you are assigned to the balcony. And this is weather only. So the first thing to remember is that we kind of split the area in half. So starting at row J, which is where I'm standing now, patrons seated here and back. So it's 4 full rows. And they're a mirror image on either side, obviously. The ushers would evacuate these folks out the level 5 doors if a weather emergency is called.
So do you probably need to leave an usher right about the area where you were, Mindy?
The person here probably needs to go down to J. The person who's seated here during the show needs to go down to J and ask these folks to please go up the steps. The person who is watching the doors during the show and seated either here or at that chair needs to be right here ready to open this door and encourage patrons to go out this way because they may not see or follow the sign. Another balcony usher, I'm not sure where they would be seated, but another balcony usher.
This is all part of pre-show assignments.
Yes, would need to be in this area to remind people not to go down those stairs and to also get ready to open this door and direct people out. And again, it's a mirror image on the other side of the balcony. So you're directing people out to the tower stairwells, either tower 3, where we are now, or tower 2 on the other side. And one more balcony usher from each side needs to be here to make sure that people don't use the elevators and don't go into building hallways, but actually go to the exit, the stairs that are marked as emergency shelters. So these are the tower stairwells, and these folks will take the stairwells down all the way to level 1 using the handrails on the right if they're a slower moving patron, and the left is a passing lane for row G is where we normally have an usher seat kill right here on the end. It's just not marked right now. So the usher here when the weather emergency is called would stand up and start directing people in H and G and the rest of the way down to go forward. And the folks who are stationed at the wing doors can help with this as well. But this person needs to stand up, and they're going to kind of be the key point of that usher's making sure those patrons go back, this usher's making sure these patrons move forward. This is going to be a little trickier for patrons because we're actually asking them to go through a door that they would not normally use. We don't want them to go out the wings. So that usher needs to keep directing people this way, because we're going to actually take them out the backstage stairwells. There is an emergency shelter sign here, but again, patrons are not used to going this way. So the usher stationed here needs to be ready to encourage people to come this way and use this door that's not opening. There we go. Once you've gotten people through this door and headed down the stairwell, there are some lovely blue arrows on the floor that will help them start evacuating.
We spare no expense at Sangamon Auditorium.
It's lovely. The final spot that the balcony ushers need to be worried about is are these, oops, is it one more lane? Yeah. So they would come out with their patrons, and we'd have somebody at making sure that everybody got through to this landing. Ideally, we would have somebody at every landing, but I know some shows we don't have as many ushers. So you could skip a landing, have somebody up there making sure they get out safe, skip that one, and then have somebody down here to just encourage them.
Right, because there's really no place else to go.
Yeah.
No other doors until
they just keep
this next landing.
So these are not critical landings.
That's
and the
right.
arrows will help. This is a critical landing. Are we in the right place? Yes. Because this is where we meet up with the mezzanine folks. The exit door for the mezzanine is right across from where I'm standing.
That's right.
And so mezzanine ushers will take over from this point.
And this is where more of a clog
Yes.
might begin.
Because your patrons are going to start merging in with the people who are starting to exit the mezzanine. So it's important that we have balcony usher here or here to encourage patrons to do that, to merge in and keep going down.
But this covers all the assignments for
This
the
covers
balcony.
all the points for the balcony.